If this was Glastonbury and that's the pyramid stage, the headline act is the M Guru himself. Will you please welcome Gus Bhandal?
Thank you so much. Good afternoon. Was the coffee decaf? Let's try that again, shall we? Once more. Good afternoon. Perfect. Perfect. First of all, before I start, just want to can everybody give a massive round of applause to Dave for running the show. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, and thank you for that wonderful welcome as well. So really talked me up. I don't know if I can live up to that. But anyway, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Gus Bhandal. I'm a marketing strategist, a social media specialist. I've run my own digital marketing agency since 2017, and I also happen to be the UK's #1 LinkedIn trainer. According to my mum. So that's what it says on my t-shirt. That's what it says. So we're going to be talking about LinkedIn and how to make LinkedIn awesome for us. Sorry if I've got my back to you. I've got my video guy as well over here, kind of thing. So I kind of have to face him. But anyway, can everybody say hello to Trevor, by the way? Hi, Trevor. So why LinkedIn? LinkedIn is the world's #1 business professional platform. They recently announced that there are 1 billion people on LinkedIn. And one of the purposes of using LinkedIn is making sure that we speak to all our fellow business owners. Hopefully, everybody's got a LinkedIn profile here? Yep. Yeah, awesome. How many people have posted about today on LinkedIn? A few. Good. Not everybody though, so yeah, that's one of your pieces of homework. Let's talk about today on LinkedIn. One of the things I talk about when it comes to social media is always about being the lighthouse. It's about making sure that you stand in one place and all your ideal clients come and flow to you. That's one of the best things about LinkedIn. It's 1 billion people, business professionals, coming to see you, coming to see who you are. So being on LinkedIn means that they come to you. Now, I always talk about my 4-stage strategy, which is optimize your profile to make it look great, connect to the right people, so curate to the perfect audience, create great content, obviously, that they would want to read, and make sure we do lots of outbound engagement. Most people, when they use social media, they're just broadcasting messages and just trying to, I'll just post something, hopefully somebody will see it and I'll make some money. That's not how social media works, unfortunately. So the very first tip, so I've got a number of tips here. The very first tip I want to give you is change your headline. I have something called the famous Gus Bhandal LinkedIn headline template, trademark, which is basically 4 steps. What, who, how, why. What do I do for a living? Who do I do it for? How do I do it? Why should you work with me? Most people, when they have headlines, they start with stuff like, that's Todd's fault, that is. Start with stuff like helping time-poor business owners with, or something like that. It's always something about somebody else. And the problem with LinkedIn is people only ever see the first part of the headline. So, for those of you old enough to remember Ron Seal, just looking around, not many, a couple of guys here. It's the Ron Seal marketing strategy. Your LinkedIn headline should tell people exactly what it does on the tin. What do you do for a living? So what, who, how, why. That's your LinkedIn headline. The next bit is make sure that your profile is littered with keywords. Make sure that you tell the world what you do. Like my keywords are social media, digital marketing, LinkedIn, etc. All that kind of stuff. My social media profile says it all over. So my LinkedIn, I have it in my headline, my about section, my experience section, my content, my testimonials, and everywhere else. So make sure your profile is covered with your keywords. What it does is, if I talk about the lighthouse effect, is where people find you. People will use keywords to find you. That's how they, and now LinkedIn is now Googleable. So people can search on Google for particular terms and your LinkedIn profile will come up. The third step, which is probably my favorite step and the one that everybody should be doing on LinkedIn, curate the perfect audience. There's a search box right at the top. Go to your LinkedIn, just search for exactly the people you want to speak to. Don't type in business owner Coventry. That's far too generic. It's got to be like something really specific, like, pharmacist in Farnborough, or, I don't know, marketing agencies in Marlow, or goat herders in Grimsby. There are 353 goat herders on LinkedIn, just so everybody knows. If you're making notes, don't make that. That's not the takeaway from today, just so everybody knows. Don't ask me how I know that, but curate the perfect audience. Use your search box, find exactly the people you want to speak to, and connect with them. 9 times out of 10, people will accept your connection request. LinkedIn is the only place where you can curate your own audience. Everywhere else, you have to wait for people, like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc. You have to tell people, hey, I'm on this platform, come and find me. LinkedIn, you do the outreach. Think about your ideal clients, think about who they are, make sure you connect to them. In the end, you curate the perfect audience, and quite frankly, you're connected to people who should be giving you money. There are other places where you would find ideal clients. It's all very well searching, but also think about the people that engage with your content. If you create great content, people will be engaging with your content. If you look at the people who like and comment on your content, if there's a little number next to their profile which says second, make sure that you connect to them. It's an ideal audience. If people are engaging with you but they're not connected to you, make sure you engage with them. Make sure you connect with them. The other thing is people that view your profile, they're ideal audiences. If somebody's viewed your profile and they haven't bothered to connect with you, I chase them and say, hey, like, I saw you viewed my profile, you haven't bothered connecting, I'd like to connect with you. The worst is that they say, no thanks. Cool, that's okay. There's another billion people I'll find. So make sure you search for your ideal clients, make sure you find exactly who they are, but make sure you don't forget the people that you engage with, the people that engage with your content, the people that view your profile, and all the people around, everybody in this room, for example, the people that are around you, you should be connecting to one another and obviously creating content that people want to read. Speaking of content, the next tip is create fast content. Now, FAST is an acronym. So find their pain. So think about your ideal clients, find their pain, agitate their pain, provide the solution, and back it up with testimonials. So FAST, find the pain, agitate the pain, provide a solution, back it up with testimonials. Think about your ideal clients, think about who they are, think about what they need from you. With regards to most people, particularly what most people do on LinkedIn, they create content that basically said, this is what I do for a living, this is what you can buy from me. And most people switch off. I can say, I'm a LinkedIn trainer. You don't know you need a LinkedIn trainer. What I can say is, well, actually, your LinkedIn isn't very good, your business is failing, you're not making much money, your wife's going to leave you, your dog hates you, really agitate that pain. And when I really agitate that pain, hey, you'll become a success and make loads of money if you sign up for my LinkedIn training. At which point you'll be like, oh, I need this guy's LinkedIn training, right? So that's 20% discount for FSB members. So think about your content, make sure you find the pain and agitate the pain in your ideal audiences. Don't just provide the solution. Don't just say, I'm a marketing agency, I'm a graphic designer, I do HR, and I'm an accountant, etc. Make sure you find the pain. Why are people coming to you? What do they need? Then provide the solution. And obviously back it up with testimonials. So find the pain, agitate the pain, provide a solution, back it up with testimonials. Next tip, converse with your ideal audience. Make sure that you send plenty of direct messages, make sure you comment on content, make sure you engage with others. Again, what most people do is they just create content and hope that somebody will want to read it. It's actually got to go the other way around. You do the outreach. You find the people, you connect to them, make sure you engage with them. LinkedIn thrives of two-way conversation. It thrives of people having conversations with one another, engaging, commenting, sending DMs, etc. It's really good for your business, it's really good for your profile, it's really good to bring people to you. And what people remember is, they will remember you because, quite frankly, you're the one in their face and vice versa, okay? So don't forget to converse with people. My next tip is all about octopus content. And I call it octopus because it's the tentacles that go out through the audience and suck people in and bring them back to you. Things like newsletters, articles, doing live videos, creating audio events. LinkedIn is the biggest platform in the world, and it's the biggest business professional platform, and it's the one that does everything. You can post videos, you can post photos, you can post text content, you can do articles, you can send out newsletters, create live videos, and you create audio events. Anybody remember Clubhouse? No? A few, yeah. So you can create audio events on LinkedIn now, which is great, and it's a great way of actually bringing an audience in and explaining them to them what you do for a living, any tips, any advice, and all that kind of stuff. LinkedIn is the only place where you can create all this content. So when I talk about octopus content, create lots of different content. Don't just write stuff and hope that somebody reads it. It's not just a broadcast channel. It's about bringing people into you. If you haven't got a newsletter, on LinkedIn, or if you haven't created an audio event, or if you haven't done a live video, etc., try it. It's part of creator mode. You have to switch creator mode on and you get all these creator tools. Last couple, so QR code. I've got my QR code on my LinkedIn QR code on my phone lock screen. When I go networking events like this, I just tell people, you want to connect with me? Take a photo of my phone straight to my LinkedIn profile. I don't really have anything to sell as such. I'm not here to say, oh, buy this, buy that. But what I do is I get people into my network so we can converse on a regular basis. I get people to know me, like me, and trust me. If I came up to you today and said, hey, you want to buy some LinkedIn training? You'd probably switch off. I mean, no thanks. But if you connect with me and over time you realize that actually this guy probably does know what he's talking about, eventually you might buy something. So connect with people. If you haven't already, get your QR code, stick it on your phone, make sure you connect with one another. And it's a really simple way of doing this. Right, I've got 2 bits of homework for you. So the first bit of homework is, on LinkedIn, if you haven't already, you should post about today. Write a piece of content that talks about today and what you've done and who you've met and who your favourite speaker is. Gus Bhandal, that was just a reminder of my name. But just talk about the content, talk about today on social media. That's your first piece of homework. The second piece of homework is go and introduce yourself. Introduce yourself on LinkedIn. Tell people exactly who you are. Anybody who follows me on LinkedIn, you'll see right in my featured section right at the top, I've got a post that basically says, my name's Gus, I support Liverpool FC, I eat doner kebabs, I don't drink, and once got a Lembit Opic, the MP drunk, it's a long story. But also, I've got 25 years of marketing experience, and I'm a proper marketer, I've got loads of letters after my name, etc., etc. So go and introduce yourself on LinkedIn. It's great, it's a good way to introduce yourself to new connections and reintroduce yourself to existing connections. So just to summarize very quickly, 4-step process of LinkedIn. Optimize your profile so it says the right things. Curate the perfect audience, so use the search box, find exactly who your ideal clients are. The third thing is to create great content. Create content that they want to read and use all the content tools that LinkedIn gives you. And the fourth thing is make sure you do lots of engagement. Two-way engagement, two-way conversations, engage with people, send DMs, comment on content, etc. So that's me. I've been Gus Bhandal. Thank you so much. Have a great journey home. All right, we're going, yeah? Thank you so much.
Lots of takeaways. I saw people busy writing things down. The one that grabbed me, I think a lot of people, they agitate the pain. Let's talk about that. So let's clarify. So if you were the LinkedIn person, you go on and say, I looked at your LinkedIn profile, and I think it could be improved. And then your agitation is, actually, I looked at it again and it's really rubbish. It's not like that, is it? You're saying as a result of it not being very good, these are the consequences. Just clarify, agitate the pain.
Yeah, so particularly for ideal clients, I would kind of look at them and I would look at their competitors, for example. I would say, right, like this is your profile and this is what you're saying, but this is what your competitors are saying. And this is, if you look at, you go to company's house, look at their profit and loss, they're rich, you're not, what's going on, kind of thing. And like, let's base it, and it's a very basic level, let's go to LinkedIn. But yeah, essentially it's basically saying, look, you may not have a good LinkedIn profile, and that's okay if you don't want a good LinkedIn profile, but this is what other people are doing. And if you don't improve, other people are going to get seen. The thing with LinkedIn is, so the stat on LinkedIn is that there's 1 billion members who have got LinkedIn as an app, as a platform. Less than 5% are creating consistent content. And when I say consistent, that's once a week. So just by creating one post a week on LinkedIn, all of a sudden you're better than 95% of the 1 billion people that are using LinkedIn. So it's all about that constant creation. And if you're not doing it, your competitors are doing it and the people around you are doing it, which means that you're not being seen, you fall off the ether and nobody sees you, and then your wife leaves you, your dog hates you, your house gets repossessed, that kind of stuff.
That's the bit I always get into.
Yeah.
Mentioned earlier when Andrew was on stage about top voice. So for those that don't know, if you get invited to contribute to a AI-generated LinkedIn discussion starter, and you contribute more than 3 times, and it's good quality contribution to that topic, you can be awarded a top voice badge. I've got one for public speaking. What's your view on that? Personally, when I got it, I was like, oh God, I've been chosen. LinkedIn has chosen me as the voice of public speaking. And then I saw everybody else is getting them, and in different topics. Worth getting. I mean, I've got to say, I thought the contributions I made to answering the questions were really valuable, and I know this because people are liking them and commenting on them. So thanks for that, Dave. That's a really useful thing that you've shared there about public speaking tips. But what is the value of the top voice badge?
So there's two kinds of top voice badges. There's the blue ones, and then there's the orange ones. And the orange ones, although being very on brand for me, they are very easy to get. So basically, LinkedIn create collaborative articles. People then get notifications and say, oh, you should contribute to this collaborative article, which is like an AI generated article. You would write a comment. So they basically put it in paragraphs. You kind of answer a couple of the paragraphs, like this is what I think of this bit on social media, or this bit on public speaking, or whatever. When people like that, your comment, because everybody sees it, your network will see Dave Sharp has commented on this collaborative article. When people see your comment, the more people that like it, the more likely it is that you're going to get one of those orange badges. The thing is, that it could be just that people that like you, rather than LinkedIn thinks, oh, this guy really is a top voice. That's why they've got the proper blue badge, which they only give out to the people that they choose to give out that badge to.
Wait a minute, I'm just going to check the colour of my badge. Can someone look me up? See, what colour's my badge? Have a look. What colour is it? It better be bloody blue.
It's gold.
It's orange, yeah. It's gone, yeah. Oh, and the other thing is you have to keep commenting on collaborative articles, because after 60 days they go, basically. So
What I found useful in answering those questions to get that badge was that it was actually building me a content bank of tips on public speaking. So I'm starting to think, it prompted me to write tips that people keep asking me for all the time. Oh, Dave, how do you conquer your nerves? How do you hold the mic in the proper way? How do you get on and off stage, get big cheers and all of that? And I'm starting to answer the question. So it could be useful like that, couldn't it?
yeah, absolutely. I think one of the things with LinkedIn is they do a lot of gamification. They kind of basically, they have these collaborative articles. They have something called the SSI score, which is the social selling index, where they give you all these points on various things that you can do. And it's basically just trying to get you to comment more and create more content, etc. And that's why they have creator mode, so they give you all these tools. The main thing is, there's no real hacks to being awesome on LinkedIn. It's simply find the right audience, create content that they want to read, and make sure you have plenty of two-way engagement. It's great to use the collaborative articles to create content, but don't contribute to the articles just to get the orange badge, because they don't, for want of a better phrase, they don't really mean much. No offense.
So that's a great tip. Another one. I stop reading as soon as I see just a block of content with no paragraphs and it's just long. Andrea, you've got a very interesting technique. I think they call it broetry, don't they, Andrea? It's sort of punchy. Is that what they call it? Yours are very sort of 2 lines and then a line, and I read that stuff because it's easy to read. There you go. So you're conversational in your style, but it's easy to follow. There's a lot of white space. Joe, you do the same. You make it conversational. Your views. What does LinkedIn like?
Absolutely, it likes that. And there are a few kind of people that say, "Oh, well, that's broetry, and we don't like it, and all that kind of stuff." Screw them. I couldn't care less. What I'm concerned about is my audience that want to read my content. And like you say, if you have banks of content, people switch off. They only read the first bit and think, oh, let's just get to the end, or let's just scroll past, etc. For want of a better phrase, when you use broetry, which is basically a couple of lines, white space, couple of lines, white space, etc. to the end, it takes the reader on a journey. And that's kind of the point. You want people to click see more, and then you want them to read to the end. And the technical bit is that there's something on LinkedIn called dwell time. The longer somebody dwells on your content and your profile, the more likely it is that it's going to push out your content to more people. So that's why people write in such ways, because it helps the dwell time algorithm for people to hang around on your profile a little longer.
And John, who mentioned earlier, the idea of getting a bank of photography, good images as well, to stop people. The Easter egg picture I shared stopped. Why is Sharpie holding an orange Easter egg? What's the story behind that? Far more than a post of me, just sitting with a microphone or something like that. A good pattern interrupt is a picture.
Yeah, I would always say test it. So my the content that does well for me is text only content. But I have clients where they do carousel posts. There's other clients where they have scrollable images. I have other clients where they add an image to everything. I have another client that always posts videos. I would really say test different types of content and what works. But yes, on LinkedIn, a pattern interrupt is something that gets people to stop. So it's either a great hook at the beginning of a story, or it's something like a great image, or it's, for example, a video. Like particularly Todd talked earlier about TikTok. LinkedIn recently sent out an email to everybody, all TikTok members that all LinkedIn members that basically said, we love portrait style videos on LinkedIn. So if you're, for example, if you're creating great videos on TikTok, share them, download them, share them on LinkedIn. They do really well on LinkedIn now as well.
Bust this one for us. I'm always worried that if, like for this event, you know, I get to the end and I go, and to book your ticket, visit the FSB website, because I'm scared if I put the link in, it's going to take people off LinkedIn, and LinkedIn will go, oh, we hate you now. And then some people will say, LinkedIn, the link is in the first comment. What's LinkedIn really thinking?
So I use a link in first comment because LinkedIn, and to a certain extent platforms like Facebook, etc., they hate you leaving their platform to go somewhere else. So they will automatically downgrade your content. So when you share a URL, when you share a link into the main body of the post, unless you have 100,000 followers, it's going to be downgraded. So I always put a link in the comment, like here's the story, etc. If you want to know more, have the link in the comment. The other hack that I know, not necessarily a hack, trick that some people do is what they do is they post the content and they say, oh, you know, click on the link, but they don't add the link. They wait about 30 seconds, edit the post, and then add the link afterwards. So there's a kind of a school of thought that you could do that because LinkedIn only remembers the first post, kind of thing, in the cache, in the memory, only remembers the first post. So it depends on how you want to do it. But I recommend adding a link to the first comment as opposed to the post.
And doing that yourself, or do you get one of your followers, you know, do I ring Gus and say, Gus, I'm going to put this out, can you come and put the link in the first comment, because it's better coming from you than me?
No, it doesn't make a difference. No, I would do it myself. Yeah, I would never ask anyone else to do that. Yeah, so, and there's no harm in commenting on your own content. Like if you're going to add something like that, there are kind of some alleged LinkedIn specialists that basically say, oh, you should add the first 4 comments to your own post, or you should kind of ask people to post, you should do this and do that. It's a lot of rubbish, basically. Yeah, don't do that.
We certainly don't want to farm comments in those pod things, do we?
No.
Which are hateful things. If you're asked to join one of those pods when everybody jumps on a post to get it to go viral or get likes or comments, we don't do that, do we?
Never. No. That's the worst thing you could do, engagement pods.
Yeah, awful. Anybody got a question for Gus? Yes, Lily.
Hi, Gus.
Oh, man. Hello.
What about liking your own post? What are your reasons?
That's the worst. I'm not a fan. I think, you know, and I've had arguments with people about this where they say, well, if I don't like my own content, I wouldn't post it. Like, precisely. Like, the fact that you've posted it tells me that you've liked it. Why like your own post? It's just completely not. And to be honest, I think it's a weird hack kind of thing. And they'll say, oh, it's for the algorithm. No, if you're doing stuff for the algorithm, ultimately it means your content is shit. And that's the thing. So create great content, basically. I think that's the thing. So I'm not a fan, personally. I'm not saying if you do it, great, good for you. Not for me. That's
for you. Okay, any other questions? Yes, one here.
LinkedIn sort of paid, not paid, you know, you can sort of upgrade your membership and stuff like that. Is there any advantage or?
Yeah, so everything that I talk about today is LinkedIn free, or you can do all of that stuff, find people and all that kind of stuff, etc. If you're going to pay for LinkedIn, there's 2 main modes. There's Premium and Sales Navigator. I would say give Premium a miss. If you want to pay, so Premium is about 40 quid a month, Sales Navigator is about 70, 80 quid a month. So on Premium, you get a fancy gold badge, and you get to send more emails to people that you're not connected to, and you get to see everybody that's viewed your profile, and you get access to LinkedIn Learning. On Sales Navigator, you get all of that, but you also get their lead generation tool. So you can actually specifically, if you really your right client, you break it down by age, demographic, socioeconomic status, whether they posted on LinkedIn in the last 30 days, how many people are in their company, what postcode they're based in, etc., etc. So if you know your ideal clients, forget Premium, skip that, go straight to Sales Navigator. But it's only worth paying if you have the time and the inclination to actually go and search for people. Like search for lots of people. It's a proper lead generation tool, basically. But to be honest, LinkedIn free for the most part is perfect.
I switched my, I don't know what you call it, to people who can follow me, and then you can click a bell apparently so that you get notified of my content. But when I look at my own profile, there is no bell. but other people see it, but I don't. Is that right? So you can't ring your own bell, you can't see your own bell.
That's yeah. I mean, there's the quote. That's the quote for the video there. Dave can't see his own bell or click it. Now,
Need bell help.
yeah. So the thing is,
sorry, the penny has just dropped.
yes, thank you. Yeah.
I'm going ready.
That took a moment.
Bell, isn't it?
Yes, it is called a bell. Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, but Dave, you will never see your own bell. So it's I haven't seen mine for years. But if you click on your banner, if you go to your banner, like when you visit somebody else's profile, at the bottom there's a bell symbol. So if you know who your ideal clients are, find your ideal clients, curate your audience, kind of connect to them, and those that are your ideal clients, click on the bell, which means every time they post content, you see that content. And then you get a notification to say, so for example, if I click your bell, it will say, Dave has posted. So I will come along and I will comment on your content, basically. And if you're an ideal client, I'll do this regularly.
Right. Julie, have I got a bell? So I've got a bell. You can see my bell. Yeah.
Julie, for the purposes of the video, Julie has seen Dave's bell.
With your finger? You pulled my bell, okay. And what colour's my top voice badge? Oh, for God's sake.
It's only a matter of time, Dave. It's only a matter of time till you get blue one, no doubt.
Tell the whole world. For now, King of the Bells.
Blue badge, yeah.
Gus Bhandal, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.